Hello. It was important. I just hate when things come up at the last minute. And back to the business. Current discussions advised. Like I said, what time is it? Mr. Fox? Huh? Send me upon the clock, bro. Send me one clock, bro. And stop cutting into my videos. You I be looking, I was watching them sometime, and I was like, sometimes you just check. Because when you're doing it live, it's as is. King of Wands coexist. So somebody's watching, a group is watching. Like I said, male, female, is secret. Like I said, secrecy. Ten of Wands with the Princess of Swords. Look, and the Four of Swords, and the Four Cups, and the Ten of Swords. All right, we're talking about it's a heavy burden for somebody to try to put a Princess of Swords to rest. After a disconnection, which was because of a Ten of Swords. Don't fuck around. Look at the death. Ten of Swords, the King of Cups. Seven of Cups, look. This could be somebody bringing somebody, feeding somebody to the fucking forefront. Don't play with me. This could be somebody presenting. Like, this could be the prize. Remember, a lot of people been popping off motherfucking people. This prize, look at the Seven of Wands. And this seven. Look, like I said, people could have been on this for the last almost 7 years. And then we could just, times two. We're going to do the sevens. And whatever else that people thought they was about to get to go to heaven. Like I said, burn their asses down with the King of Wands, with the King of Swords. Because nothing. And the King of Cups know about the deaths and the sacrifices. Look. There's somebody who's like, I got all the evidence too. Look at this shit. Look at all the endings. Look at the World card. The Wheel of Fortune, those are ended. Look, the Five of Pentacles. When you're in the cold, that's body's cold. Like I said, I don't care if you don't like me. I'm talking about what they stole. And when they stole my money, they stole my life. Nine of Swords. Look, this somebody taking some shit away. This is how I was since I was little. Like I said, what's up with the rights? Seven of Swords. Now, if I ain't put in enough work, like I said, where are the whores? Let's go ringing some doorbells. Ding dong. Look. Look, he snuck in. So let's ring their bell. Look it. This how I tipped in. No skipping. Look. So, okay, that came out of nowhere with the messages. I said, we gonna eat, ain't it? We heard everybody hungry. We get hungry. No copyrights. Look, Eight of Swords. Dame of Pentacles. So, Eight of Swords and Dame of Pentacles. I said that, right? Yeah, that's just threw me. Ten of Swords. So, somebody's tied up. Because of an unreliable offer. Look. And the truth revealing the lie. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Look. Decisions and revealing. Now, don't mind me, you guys. Like I said, be ready. I don't think you're ready for the biscotti. Look, Two of fucking Pentacles. The Three of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Justice here. Six of Cups, look, the Justice, Six of Cups, that's the protection. Look, discipline. Like I said, I come correct, but I can still want what I want for you with all due respect. You know, like I said, everybody demand until they get G check, G check. What's that they ass claiming? Like I said, that ain't your man. Three of Pentacles, what's that they claiming? Death. They did their own thing. Like I said, about respect for me. Ooh. These are really slick. Three of Wands, okay? Princess of Cups. So you the Nine of Cups. So you see all this shit on the table. King of Cups. The World card. You see how I'm presenting to the world, the Six of Cups. Look how generous I am and protective. Like I said, Seven of Pentacles. Cash me out, please, friends. Look at the Judgment. Cash her out. Times two, friends. Don't nobody want to be in no drought. But I know we're talking about droughts. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Look, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Somebody is in regret and in conflict because of my messages as well, because I wasn't no holding back with the Four of Pentacles, and they weren't going to hold me back. Look at them. This how they was against me. Y'all say these four dudes against this woman. That's how they were. And literally it was dudes. Hairs on elephants' asses. Look, don't this look like the hair on the elephant ass? Now fuck around and find out. Queen of Cups. Real fast. Ooh, say what, say what, say what. You know that I'm about it, baby. Because I know what's up. Look, this still annoying card. It's the Three of Swords. Look, and you know what I mean. Look, the Chariot, all these cards are like knowledgeable. Queen of Swords, to back it up. King of Swords, where you back it up with it. Look at the Seven of Wands. What you gonna do? That's standing on top of business. And when I put it on them, baby, look, what they gonna do? They could be stuck. Put their asses on. I put them on wax. Look, this is they want to take pictures of me. I got them stuck. I got wax figures of them. Then you know what? When I said that, you know what I used to be hearing people talk about, like wax coffins, whatever that is. Look, now they're in their own coffins that they made for me. It's like a message in a bottle, baby. You shouldn't have sent for me. Look, this that Ouija board that they was calling on all them days. And they sent for me. Look, you crazy as hell, right? That's why I don't fuck with people. And that's the God honest truth. Look. And when I do it's correctly. Look, wisdom. I come in, look, this is like a party. Don't this look like Taco Tuesday? Look, Five of Swords. Didn't I tell you I'm gonna beat you? Them begging them days. Let me look at I beat you. I do them things like this the real pastor. Maybe y'all want to make me eat dirt. Look at how I grew up out the grass. Grew up out the ground. I grew it out the ground. Look, they spoiled the girl with pounds. Firing them niggas. Look, I feel like my looking at your blinds. Don't care if 900 bitches outside me coming out. Firing them niggas. That sounds like a Chinese mix. Don't I let you sing that? That's why I said don't be trying to hold people on their music, because say their art, it doesn't apply to you, right? You can't relate to. You can relate to it, but you can't. Say somebody say or do some things that you can't relate to. That's where it comes in at. So you mean to tell me I was born dancing in my mother's womb, and now that some other motherfucker who we not, we tied together, is saying that it's inappropriate and it should be shut down. The only thing should be shut down is denouncing people not minding their fucking business and having us to have us do this to solve the crimes that they commit. I feel like Malcolm X on deep in, not your blind. These are upside down. Don't care if 900 niggas outside. Look, the high priestess, El Bobo, even though that wasn't supposed to come out with me. Temptations, temperance, and the three of pentacles. Look at this word. Look, don't tell me. I feel like Malcolm. Like you gotta have something you can see. Look, the night and the day. You gotta be able to see through all of that. And the people that come to you like that. That's why she's sitting and look like a judge's position. That's why I said I move different. Like I said, shit. I grew up at the mission. I'm not ashamed of it. Like I said, you better find a correct way of living, or you're gonna be bent up and really live it. Like I said, people be doing shit just for the fuck of it. That's crazy with the Temptations. They dance with the devil and they get trampled on, they get burned. So when I got my chance, I was like, okay, if I have to, Lord, I walk through these people with them urns. Look, remember with the temperance, the original tarot is holding 2 cups. Balance. Yeah, like here, you get one, you get one. Whoever want one, whoever want to be this donkey that need to get slaughtered. Especially when it come to fucking with somebody's shit, like I said. And you know what I just got when I said that? Who's the daughter? Like I said, they bathroom is out of order. Restrooms. Look, this shit out of order. Look, and it could be because of this man. Look at this grown man. We could flip the hands. We could flip back the hands of time. Look. When he made the great escape. Look, a lot of niggas skated past that era. They didn't get caught until I caught them. Like they put this tail by the donkey, and I went with them just to see. I like fuck it with God, you know what I'm saying? When it's my time, cut that leash now. Now I'm gonna go as far as you go, but you know how you be going into the scary movies be when they see something and they shaking and shit because the monster trying to get them and they done hit. Or they done got caught by the monster and then the monster dragging them to the table. For real. That's how that shit was. Then it's like, okay, God, please, for real. Look, he burned the ties that bind. Look, put that fire out. Take it as it resonate. Look, this person is reaching for help too. Look. Giving and receiving. Look at the two for the bar on the end. That's the chick. The kid, look, these 2 niggas, he could have been teaching him something too. Like, look, you see that? Was he could have gave him something to put it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when she get over here, switch with her. Put this in this one, because, she ain't really know, look, she got the green one. Make her feel a way about it, even though the green one was better. I'm just saying, some shit like that. These people really was tripping. Like I said, I was just praying. They tried to wet me out. They threw that shit. Remember when I was motherfucking the Princess of Cup? Remember y'all tried to drown me? Look, the 3 of Swords. Did you eat, friends? Did you eat? Yeah. Ooh. Look at the 8 of Swords. I mean the 8 of Wands. 6 of Wands. You let me in. Just that much from being dead. Look, 10 of Pentacles. And they say, are you breathing? I am breathing, Lori. Did I speak? Yeah. That's how I hopped up out the bed on the ass. Ooh, look, 5 of swords. Look how I beat him. 9 of swords. Look, this could be reviving. Yo, I was so scared. I was just like, when I was at the bottom, I was looking up. All I seen was the light. Oh, Jesus. Look. Oh, you can't make this up. Now, can you? Who the friend? Look, King of Pentacles. Strength card. Look. Step into the world. Look. Step into my world. Look at the things. Like I said, people was everywhere. And then when they did this shit, I know they tried to drown me. I know those bitches scared. Look. Because it cost, for internal affairs. They call for internal affairs. Look, it's like, look, this ain't what you think it is. Look at this. Look at this cadaver. And if it ain't dead, it's gonna kill things. Look at that shit. And look who in charge of it. I guess that the ring. They got the ring. Get a ring. It's a ring, it's a ring, it's a ring. Who grandma said? It's a ring, it's a ring. Look, and this my granny fanned it down. Cool it down. Remember that? Cool it down. I don't care. Yeah, I told y'all I love music. It don't matter. That doesn't dictate my movement. Like I can't listen to a song and be like, oh, that's what I want to do. That's why I said leave people alone. Y'all just be mad. Some of them do be stealing, so y'all be going out bad. You know, we got left and right. Like I said, everybody's a hashtag. Technically, me too. Mm-hmm. Everybody a hashtag. Ain't there a soul that breathe. Even the little robots they building. Look at this shit. The 3 of 1. Look at it. Who coming in? Who want to go surfing? Surfing USA. Who want to go? Who want to swag surf? Look, 2 of 1s. You can't make this up. And the 2 of Pentacles. That's the DJ. Who want to swag surf? With a discipline. Look, and it's still dancer. Like, who want to go dancing with the universe? This technically the universe. Like I said, leave me alone. Put your ass on the curtains. Behind the curtains. For real. See? You're supposed to, Ace of Swords. I see some of the little traps, and I wasn't sure on that. So let's see about the traps with the star in the universe. What's up with that? Riddle, the stone. With Jesus on it. What did Jesus say for it? 9 of Wands, 8 of Swords. 98. 4 of Pentacles. Ooh. King of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so somebody got 4. Yo, this representing, yeah, somebody getting carried out. Like I said. No more shun. For them, hun. Okay? Because of their generosity with their witchcraft. Is it an older person? Like I said, all those sacrifices with the since I was 12. You know what I'm saying? Paradise. Souls of the Congress. Like I said, that's bad, y'all. And y'all was using music as bondage. Look, the money. Like I said, it's not funny, you guys. With the Emperor card, God came down. And look what I found. Justice. Look, justice fell out, y'all. Like I said, we go round and round. So you hungry for more wisdom from the eye wisdom man? Like I said, people could get mad all they want to. Like I said, I didn't want to be doing this, huh? But it is kind of fun though. It's creative too. This is telling the story. 6 of Wands, 8 of Cups. The Sun card, 8 of Cups. So what's up with my friends? The ones that really try to get their back ends. You know, you try to get back into the swing of things. The Temperance, the 6 of Cups, somebody 6 of Wands, the Star. And the 8 of Cups. So the Temperance, stepped out, I guess, to protect their kids. They left their haters behind. No, seriously, with the Temperance and the 6 of Cups, y'all. This looks like somebody leaving somebody behind in these cards. Look. And even though this is the Star, it reminds me of, well, the Moon, it reminds me of secrets. And that's why they walked away. They was existing. And this could be a male or a female with this magic here. Like I said, that shit caused a lot of havoc. People was literally locking out the women so they could get out to get their kids. Look at this man. This don't have to be actually be the father. This could be like this could be a thief. You know, with the shades on and shit. With these kids buying them ice cream. They was good for that shit back in the days. Like I said, look, the mom don't know, you know what I'm saying? Nigga walk up and, you know, get a kid $1 and shit. Then, you know, once I got older, they was like, nah, that represents something else. Look, you had to put it into that shit. With the world card, look, about the generosity, look how friendly niggas be. Look at this big ass man in the back of the truck. And he got gifts too. And it could be giving them drugs. Gonna look like weed. Weed is allegedly the coolest, isn't it? Look, that shit look cool as a bitch. Purple haze. Or something with the little lights on it, like, you know, the multicolors one. Ain't that nice? And then you got the King of Wands. Look, he rolling it up. These people really played themselves. They really rolled it up. Look, and then they put it to the universe. Like I said, these people was really playing with stuff. They were shooting up all kinds of bitches. Look, this King of Wands, shooting up all the looks just to coexist. Like I said, they was from everywhere. So when you hit that button, look, you playing an instrument, you hit that button, you know, that kind of made them famous. You hit that button, it's, look it. Don't drown. Discipline. Don't drown. Queen of Wands. The High Priestess. Look, because I knew about it. It's like, don't drown. And they did. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't feel or think the same way if somebody was trying to play in your face, or no, hold on, play behind your back. Lay them on their back. Lay them on their back. Like I said, this went beyond people. They was mad they couldn't steal the content. Look, this person look mad like, give me your content. Like, why you still under? Give me your shit. Why you still smiling, motherfucker? It's funny. Like, you ain't stopping this. Ain't no stopping us now. I'm on to you. Look. Temptation, the Queen of Pentacles and the Temptations. So she had the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. The Pentacles, they put in a lot of work to try to put the devil against God. So they start you when you're young. And then they try to disconnect you from God with the Ace of Pentacles. Like I said, any fucking vice to have you not a Nine of Pentacles, not a Five of Pentacles. I mean, in the Five of Pentacles, possibly, with the Five of Swords actions. And that shit reversed on their ass. Like I said, everybody who thought who was stunting like this could be hiding something. Look at the bars. This is guarding something. So say this ain't how this person really is, the one who presented, you guys, who presented the present. Namaste, friends. Look at this Jack out the box. How you like these beats, friends? With the Sun card, the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords, so the main one. Look how I can give it up smooth with the Temptations and the with the Devil card and the Three of Pentacles. With this work, like I said, I can go anywhere. And I don't care if you lurk. I wouldn't care how much noise you make or none of that. Remember? I grew up in a house of pain. The house of pain. Look, the Three of Wands. Look, look. House of pain. Look, this is how I was at the age of 5. How old is this lady? House of pain. Eight of Cups. Look, Eight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Then it could be, then you know what I just got? The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, the Eight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. That could be, just walking away like, yo. And I think when I have my, like I said, it was bad. Hold up. Is that when I did? Yeah, I had snuck and drank that time. I was like 5. It's not funny, but it is. I think 5, 6 or some shit. Yeah, look, Six of Pentacles. Yep. I think, yeah, when they went to the grocery store, we snuck it. They got their asses whooped. I just went to sleep, thank God. That was funny. That just came up. But anyways, for these thieves that think they get away with stealing from us, from stealing from me. Like I said, when you stole that money, you stole my life. And I need it back by any means necessary. Two of Wands, Three of Wands. 5 of Wands. Look, the discipline. I did it right. Look how I put it in the air. Like, look what I got. Look at this. Look at this beautiful load of information I got. And look at the man who came when they thought I had dropped. Look at how the man caught me. Like, hold on, what she told on? What she said? They tried to throw me off the motherfucking what you calling it? The Eiffel Tower? Queen of Wands, look. Try to have me put me in a wheelchair for real. Look, and then all you could do, you'll be in cat mode. Like, cats they real quiet. They move. They don't move. They turn to paraplegics for the most part. They need machines. Look at this. This is turning that. That's why they try to throw a nigga off. Throw Granny from the train. Gangsta ass shit though. Like, no, throw your ass from the train. This could still be lynch mobbing. Like I said, Marvin. Ooh, he was a friend of mine. 6 of Wands, the universe. Yeah. I said, Jackie, you set the world on fire with this goddamn madre. Look, Who put those fucking look? This is those like I said, those little pictures. Look, look, this the boy and shit. This started it. This set it off. Set it off for this motherfucker. Then we just stepped it up. Look, they stepped it up to the uni clouds for real. Look, look. Look at the roses on it. Like, hey, listen here, haters. Y'all gonna stop. Look, I stopped the motherfuckers in their tracks. You can look. This look like somebody guiding somebody. Look like, listen, y'all. If you bitches gonna follow me, you gonna do the right motherfucking thing. Now I'm gonna take y'all bitches to the king, but y'all got to follow suit. And the sword you got in your hand belong to who? We on the move. Look, the swords belong to who, nigga? I know who gave you them swords. Look, I know who gave you them swords. Look. Now you might hold on. He got 5. Look, it's only 1. I know who gave you them swords. You think you about to come and take these? Look, ain't got 3 in his hand. That's Heartbreak Hotel. This is the Heartbreak Hotel, ain't it? Look, like, come on over here. And he looked like he's in more physical, better gear than them. Like he'll do it to him. Both of them. Put it back in the water. Float on, float on. You can't even make this up. Like I said, look at the wisdom. Look at the 3 wise men. They came back in. Thank you, friends. Look, and them girls were summoning up everything too. These are also the alumni, the people. Like I said, I wasn't trying to be funny. Oh God. Okay, let me see. I always do that. But it's like you shouldn't be playing with nobody. And then you got Big Bogetti. You could look at how she do things. I don't care. I don't think you ready for Miss Freddie. I don't think you ready. Cause Miss Glory will surely dish ya. I don't think you ready for this kid. And look, the High Priestess and the King of Pentacles. The Temperance. Look how I came in on them. The High Priestess, look. This is hair on fire. You remember with a red one. You want red one? I got a red one. But it's hot, y'all. Six of Swords. I had to move the common water. And I want you guys to go to jail because of your double standards. Look, they had double standards when it came to being not trying to disconnect me from my shit. It's like if this don't work, we gonna try this. Try me. For real. Try me. Look, this nigga like, no, try me. Look, he telling them. And this the group. Look, this the leader of the song group, the singing group. Try me. Try me. That shit is funny, y'all. But it's all do add up to them stealing, y'all. Like I said, I'm supposed to be a boy. And I did all of this to they Holy Ghost. If you ever fall down and your back hit the ground, better pray to the God you don't need them. Ooh. Baby, baby. Look. Ooh. Ain't I nice with it, though? Look. Look at me. I can see all 7 of their parts. Look. And update dress code. Like, put a little bit of spark in it. This shit do look like from prom night too. And all of that. Remember, Carrie, they're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna look at how Larry did. I said Larry. Lori did. Carrie. That's what I meant to say. Look how she came out. Look at Roots. Nigga, Roots. Never. Look at the 7 of Wands. Stop playing, y'all. Temperance and the King of Swords. That don't make no sense. We gotta be doing shit like that. Like I said, this is called self-defense. With that said, well, look. When he said I hop the fence, I wouldn't wouldn't try to hop no fence. Like, I shouldn't even be locked up. Just because I'm a verbal assassin. Ace of Pentacles. Just because I'm a verbal assassin. Look, I don't touch nobody. I'm not afraid of nobody. We're not afraid of nobody. Look, not afraid of nobody. Look, this out of body. And you could put somebody down like this, they'll be in the ICU. Look, this person is in a doctor's office. Look at all these, you know how they be having all the shit around them? Look, 4 ones, almost gone. Look, these IVs. And then this could be the ending for them. But you know how they be preaching up in the church? Like I said, they was all fucking each other and shit. And they came for me. That shit fire. I ain't look at this like this. Y'all did it dirty. And it's multiple people. Like, you look at the pallbearers and shit. Like I said, they was all sleeping together and doing all kind of shit. Like I said, I ain't had nothing to do with nobody. But when they put me on the bird letter. Like, I ain't flying over there. And that put them in despair. Because like I said, magic and the money, look at that penny. Look at that brown thing there. Big round thing. Like I said, they didn't have a care with the 4 of Pentacles. They thought they was going to hide me. Do this look like it blend in anywhere? This little purple. Like I said, I seen everything. All the way down to the madre. And I wasn't at they punk ass parties. But they was party, right? Look, I wasn't at the party. I was doing all this shit like this by myself. And they been stealing. And I'm back to unearth my wealth, man, from them pockets. Like I said, snatch phone part out the sockets. Let's do let's play demolition. Demolition derby. Since they want to fuck with me in them skates. Look. Let's see how many boilers we can make. This is wonderful. Imitating. You can't imitate what I make. Can you lose with the tools I use? Look at this work. Look. 10 of Swords. Ouch. Didn't give it back. It hurt now. Look, didn't I get that shit back? It's like, oh, you know how people be fighting. Look at these two. Remember how that sound effects are? And he playing the goddamn, look, the bongo with it. That's a lot of work, you know, to end up like this, right, jerks? That's why I wasn't stopping. Look, Granny knew. Look, this Granny knew. In a body. That's why you can't be moving sloppy. Or you're going to end up like this. But it's too late, like I said. Some of them, you know, them doctors. Look. You tired? I'm tired too. Look. Like I said, everybody got their eye on everybody now. Look, this is everybody. Everybody. Look, don't it look like? Look. Don't this look like? Ooh, you know what? When I see the death and the Jesus. Look. Don't this look like a black Jesus? The Jesus picture? I'm just saying, it's funny. Like I said, it didn't matter. You know what? Like I said, with religions, the thing for it, my opinion for religions is just about respect and love for everybody. Like, you really gotta pick, like, and then you think you have the right to pick somebody off because they're not on the same side or in the same. Cause your tan a little bit softer than mine. Some shit for real. Because you tried to white out my shine, right? That's crazy. Deaf, dumb, and blind. We supposed to work together. Now, don't y'all like our food and stuff. Like I said, even for the African Americans, and like I said, it wasn't for all of the foreigners, because everybody's not like that. Some people are really grand because you can feel them. Then you can feel the people that think they up. Like I said, the people that scam came here to scam. They looking at you like, damn, that shit didn't work. I wish that I could. Come on, you don't even have on shoes right. Step on them, dead on them toes. Remember this? Remember the toes and stuff? Let me tell you, self-defense. Look, 10 o'clock. Look at the towers. Look how hot I am. I'll sit right here in this chair and let you come sit in my lap. And you'll be sitting in the chair and I still could get up. Come here, let me show you something. Let me massage that body. Look what we learned when we was little. And then, like I said, from being locked up all the time, you ain't got no choice but to get right. Find hobbies. See how this table full? I could be every last one of these people at the table. And it's not about switching up personalities and shit like that too, y'all. That's what, bipolar? No, it's not that. I'm just saying, like, for entertainment purposes only when it comes to that. But meaning I could do my own thing. I don't need no eating of my shit. If this all mine, I can handle that. Didn't I handle the rest? Didn't I kill all the rats? That's something with the shiny them on all them bats and vampires and shit. I just like saying it because of certain hairstyles, from watching the different characters, how to wear the shit. But anyways, did not blind them bats. Didn't Granny do that? Granny did that. Look, blind them. With the messages, look how I came in with my staff. Look, I went and roasted them pigs for real, didn't I? Look, chestnuts, niggas roasty on an open fire. You know the blood's running out them holes. Merry Christmas. Like I said, the nose knows. Ain't that funny? It's an end to them. Like I said, even if you are whatever you are, if you went against them, you went against Granny and them, y'all lost. Because you went against me. Who got those pictures? Like I said, for all the ball, who got those pictures, y'all? With the funeral. For real, because I believe in my heart that's witchcraft being done. Even the one with Shannon renewing her vows and shit. Like I said, that shit is not a joke. Sally is something. I didn't lose my shit. I didn't want people dead till I got more deep into the information on what they were doing to me. I didn't want anybody dead till I'm watching like, damn, some people, maybe you're not paying attention. You had the benefit of the doubt when you almost hit me with my car. Or because you've been following me, like I said, with those pictures and shit. Like I'm not really a star. Like I said, I wasn't trying to be nothing that I'm not. I didn't know that people would admire me. I know, like I said, I'm solid as a rock though. Like I do that shit for me. That's why I want everybody dead. Because that's the only way they're gonna stop. How was that wrong? Like I said, God ain't do this. He exposed the plot. Look, disappointing news. 6 of Wands. He didn't do it. 8 of Pentacles. Y'all did that. God just gave me the strength. For real, like I said, y'all tried to put me in a wheelchair. Who the wimp? Y'all tried to give me a permanent limp from back in the days too. Like I said, that's how I know I was supposed to be a pimp. Look at it now. Ow. Look, discipline. Ow, look, the King of Wands. So who played that tune for him? Who played that song for him? Who told that nigga that they was gonna be down for him? Look, this the disconnect. Like they lying. Like let me. You know how you the snake charmer. That's just what I got out of there. You know, you play music. Music is tempting, but like I said, I listen to so much shit. Just because I hear it don't mean I want to do it. You want to do it because you heard about it? How about something else? Look, just trying something else. Everybody else on dry land drowning. They don't hit that water. Hit it. Na, 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 na. The hot stepper. Look, healing. 10 of Pentacles, Wheel of the Year, and the Two of Swords. Like I said, to the depths of it, because the wheel has turned. Look at all this information on here. That's a lot to learn. And there's still more to it. Look at the new shit coming in. The new little symbols and stuff and signs. Look, the people, like I said, bitches need to just go ahead. None of your business, right? Go heal. That money is dead. Look, shit, we made the deal. Like I said, this is real. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let me get a bite to eat before I close up the diner for the day. So we got the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Swords. So it's a hot customer have a crush on you, Ace of Swords, and the Six of Swords, and that's clear. And they're moving towards somebody wants to go to dinner, somebody wants to eat with the Star, Mom. That's fire. Seven of Swords with the Ace of Wands. That's not fire. Somebody's a liar. Yeah, the Knight of Cups though, but it's still cute. So somebody just want to come here and try to slide some Ace of Wands, some Panda rice balls. Queen of Cups, yep. Look, the restocker. Look, I'll put that shit right back on the shelf. I can't have no Panda rice balls, baby. I'll pass. Yeah, I don't want no bamboo shoot cookie, nigga. I don't want, look, I'm serious. I don't want that. Dun, 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 dun. Look, 9 of Cups. I'll take some fried chicken. That's it. Look, almost forgot what type of plot these people was on. Look, somebody regretful about that offer. Look, I know you only got some like some noodles. And that's all you're gonna have sitting in the jail cell. Look, this could be jail, right? Look, the noodles, the bars, and these here little pickled seaweed here. This could be like the slabs, you know, the beds that they sleep on. Look, and this could be what you're eating. You're gonna be eating. No McDonald's no more. No McDaniels, nigga. Thank y'all, friends. Namaste. Oh, ni hao. Look at that. That tennis saw that beef and bell pepper. No, you can't even hold it, but look at it, the cracks in the plate. It'll kill you. See? That's why you gotta watch where you go, watch who offered buy you a dinner. I just think it would be flattering though, that people think like that still. Because like I said, this is far from what y'all used to, but you know, I'm talking about with them hoes. Because like I said, people don't even fucking know me unless they get over here and I give them a show. Look, 9 of Cups. I get over here and give them some chicken, nigga. In that cycle, look, the ramen, the world. Look, let me take you around the world. 9 of Cups. I'll take this around the world. Push the button. I'm gonna give him another one. Page of Pentacles, the server, the tower. Look, yeah. Cursed food. Page of Cups, school kid, Three of Wands, cup noodles, Queen of Swords. Yeah, see, look, remember I was telling y'all about the people fucking around trying to poison people? I'm gonna shut it down with this, y'all. With the Nine of Wands. See how the page, look how this person is coming up. Serving up the tower, the cursed fucking food. That's of anything though, with the information and everything, but watch what you eat. And look, somebody who seems kind, look, somebody seems innocent and all that. Look at the school kid customer. Page of Cups. Look. You wouldn't even think that this motherfucker don't got what you think. Look at the food. But look, the cursed food, but look at what is coming in. And this school kid. Page of what the Three of Wands. Look at the cup noodles. You know kids like noodles. And that's what they be giving up with the Queen of Swords. Dinner is cooked. Did I not cook these motherfuckers? Did I not cook them with the Nine of Wands? Look, your friend's mystery bento. Look, you really don't know what the fuck is in that shit. Now, who ain't read no cards? Like I said, get the fuck off of this star. And I need my friends. What am I supposed to be doing? Just keep on keeping up with you. Y'all got that pen? And number. I just got safety deposit box. Look, you got that pen with the Eight of Swords. That's something that's safe. And ginger pork. You know, they said you ain't supposed to have no pork now. I'm starting to, even though I've been eating that all my life, I'm getting a little nervous. Like they maybe look at it more than twice with the energy and shit. But, you know, maybe a little bacon every now and then won't hurt you, right? I'm serious. Okay, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, lunchbox maker. Look, I know how to make my own goddamn lunch. As a matter of fact, back then we didn't even have lunch. It was a thought. That's why I need my money. Like I said, these bitches been being caught. I'm laughing now because look at, like I said, you ought not play with nobody else's brain. Like I said, I'm gonna call you out. You following me, right? You untamed. And the pain gonna remain the same with these souffle pancakes. Look. King of Swords. The pain gonna remain the same. Look, the sun card. Ain't that fire, y'all? No, tell me I'm not supposed to have my studio and shit. Like I said, they lied to y'all. Obasa. Don't it look like he talk like that? Obasa. Don't I look like him too? Fuck that nigga. Give me my money. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Look, we got the same hair. You can't make this up. Like I said, my money over there too. Yen, them big bucks. Big bucks. You know, yen is big money. Niggas some more. I got dollars. Yen. We got yen. We got yen to spend, to spend, to spend. Look at the high priestess. See, because with the moon card, the canary. And that cake. Look at that little chocolate cake they got. I want to try that. See, I could have tried that with the heart bento. Look. You know, everybody can have some fish. You ever had rose petals before? Queen of Pentacles. Look at the geisha. You ever ate rose petals? Look, the death. So the Queen of Pentacles, the geisha. One, like I said, they was over there doing that, y'all. Doing me. Niggas was dressing up like this too. This, I feel about that. Because, you know, that's more easy to hide the big thing underneath. They start with a C and end with the X. Look, death. Transforming Fury Cake. Gohan. Ooh. Maybe I should have tried that better. But anyways, with the death card, I don't think I would want that. So somebody got to get served up something and pan. Look at this. Something ain't gonna be, it's gonna be getting jammed. I'm not eating. I'll be damned. Now that's funny. Two of Swords. That's something to think about. Nine of Pentacles. That's something to think about. Like, damn, you can get with this, something to think about, or you can get with that. The Nine of Pentacles, the Wagyu steak dinner, the A5 Wagyu. See? Or you want Tanjiro. So you can't even pronounce it. That means you ain't supposed to be trying to chew on it. Or you can eat some noodles. I'm tripping. I miss my kitties because I just got kitten caboodles. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles dinner is cooked. Like I said, who did this? Eight of Pentacles. Look at the work. You had tea jerks, Eight of Wands. Look at the messages. Like, you want a piece? Who got a piece of me? Seven of Pentacles. Who had a piece of me? Yo. With the Chariot. Rabbit. Who had a piece? You want me to stop? Like I said, y'all had the choice of Beauty or the Beast with the Two of Pentacles. That's St. McDaniels, y'all. So instead of McDonald's, y'all, like I said, don't let it go to your head with the Five of Cups. Queen of Wands, the popular girl. I never was, but like I said, I didn't have an S curl or no shit like that. The Ten of Pentacles. But I damn sure had the Ten of Pentacles though. Look how I can serve it up to them. The Otaro sushi spread. And I don't even eat that shit, but if my friends did, and then the friends that did eat it, when they stole, shouldn't they be like this? The Seven of Wands, the octopus wieners. Look at octopus wieners, nigga. They was octopus wieners, technically. Look how that thing looks. With the Seven of Wands, look. They got caught. And you know, octopus are bad, though. You see how they fight? Them shits is bad. Watch one. Look. King of Swords. You can't make that up. King of Swords and the fucking Queen of Pentacles. That's fire, too. That's granting them. Like I said, with the messages, with the spears, with the curses, the cursed food. Like I said, the hot pot deers with the Six of Pentacles. Can't make this up. Like I said, these are new. Now, who sent you? Who sent them? Show me which one of these Eight of Pentacles. Who sent them? Who had tea and dessert? Page of Wands, forgetful best friend. The Judgment, the potato chips. Look, who sent them? Who brought them the tea and dessert? The Judgment. Look, party hard. Seven of Pentacles. Look, what they harvest. They had a cafe butler. That's the cafe butler. So they were getting catered to. The Knight of Pentacles. The Magician, the rustic breakfast. So people were hanging out and divvying up this money. Look, some people in disguise, look, represent their little gang ties. Okay. And what else? One, ooh, King of Cups. Konbini, part-timer. Okay. That's the King of Cups. Look, that's somebody checking out everything. You checking me out, honey? You checking out this evidence on this table? Like I said, who's the real dummies with the judgment, with the potato chips? Like I said, I didn't party with chips. We didn't cry to go to Chuck E. Cheese, bitch. So, 1 green tea, 4 cups. Look, the bust open. Look, naturally. The star. The high priestess. 8 of wands. Yes, look at the mustard seed. The messages. Look, 6 of swords. Look how smooth I am. Look how calm I am. With the 6 of swords, the elbow, the Fool card, y'all. The 9 of pentacles. Didn't I come and present myself like that? Like I said, I balance everything, and I don't give a fuck what it is we listen to, what you heard. What did you process it to be? What did you process it to be with the judgment? And the goddess card. That's the Empress. What type of disciplinary actions did you really take before you was playing with people's plates? Trying to give them heartache. This is from the Secrets of Paradise. What I was doing in Paradise? What was they doing? Show me this really quick. Close it. What was their Secrets in Paradise? The Magician, the 2 of Swords, the 4 Wands, the Wisdom, and the Page of the Princess of Swords. Yeah, so you got the Magic, you got the 2 of Swords, you got the 4 of Swords, their ties, you got the Wisdom, meaning they were hitting up a lot of, I just got communal places. That's what I just got, communal places. And secret and playing with everything. Like I said, they tried to box me in like I was basic. You look at this kid, for real. And it didn't matter, like I said. Shit, this looked like the Kentucky Derby, don't it? And somebody else tried to erase it. Look, somebody tried to erase it. And that shit wasn't going down. You couldn't erase it. Cherry card, 2 of Cups. They sweat and they fucked up. Look, the Lovers. Like I said, chunk up the deuce for the south and the north. High Priestess. Okay. And I'm gonna give y'all little 4 wands. With that 4 wands, that's how they was putting people down, tying them up. Look, the Lovers, 7 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. That's how they was fucking people over. They was getting together. They was making you think that it was that you guys' relationship was one way, but it really was to blind you. With them colors, you don't say somebody flashing lights in your face, you will lose focus. And especially when you're dealing with food. That's how I ended up with the food tarot, you guys. Because they was playing with the food. And I was like, yo, that made food. Because I was like, they got give me. I knew my yen, where my yen was. I am not playing, y'all. Sun card and the 8 of Wands. Look, I knew where my yen was. The Sun card and the 8 of Wands. And how am I supposed to say this in Japanese? 8 of Wands. 7 of Swords. The Moon card. Look, the messages about these thieves playing with my food. They hurried up and went and made some cards about the cannelli, the secret food. The Moon card, the secrets they were putting shit in the food. Look like cut into that. What they put in that? That is. That's motherfucking Stardust. Hi, friends. So what they put in that food there? King of Wands, class presidents. Okay, for the Risa. All right. Nine of Pentacles. That's funny. Like, what's in that? Like, hold on, you sure? Better sign a waiver. Tell you, we got nothing to do with it. And this was before my man got stood up, big man, unless that was a publicity stuff. But if he did, that man did do that for real. He need to be damned. Temperance chocolate curry bun. Look, I'm getting hungry now. With the rabbit. How do rabbit taste, y'all? Because one thing for sure, even though, like I said, I was very disappointed. When they do cook, even though they allegedly got their shit, they got a shit book, they shit book stinks too. That shit, they make anything damn near look good. It be looking all cute. Look, Knight of Wands, protagonist. They make anything. They make anything look good. Look, the protagonist, the Knight of Wands. Look, this that don't mean it's good. This is amateur. Look, because it's secrets. Like, you can make fish eyes look like a delicacy. That shit crazy. 2 of Cups, Swiss rolls. Look. I kid y'all asses now. Make you look at things different. Seven of Pentacles. Look don't take it off face value. What kind of meat is that? You start asking those questions. What is that? What you got in there? Page of Cups. Look, school kid customer. You know how school children are. They have lots of questions with the Seven of Pentacles. Like, yo, what's that? The judgment. Look, the potato chip. Look at all these fucking chip crumbs and chips. That's a lot of chips that you could take off your shoulder. You just ask the question. Stop playing with bitches. Because you've been bossed that. Look, the popular girl. Look, the wand. Look, I came in, the queen wand. Look at the wands. Look, they like, what she say? Look at me with that eye, with that third eye on the side. Look, I got 3 eyes there. And then they, like I said, they was filled with my shivers, so I turned into a leprechaun. Look at the judgment. The sun card. That's funny. The Hermit. Look what the Hermit did. 8 of Swords. Look, I protected myself. Like, I was like, this what they got? I don't want this. This look like it's bad for your health. They was trying to strip my meat off my bone. With the strength card. Meat on bone. Look, they tried to pull that nigga meat off bone. 10 of Swords. I mean, 10 of Pentacles, y'all. The jerky. They tried to put the Hermit in jerky mode. They tried to dry me up. And I said, no, folks, not safe. Look, because they knew what was up. They were trying to give me everything. Look at all these. Look at all that shit. All that food. They wasted. Look, that's waste. Even though that's judgment. Yeah. Oh, that food. Look, ain't nobody taking that 8 cups dried squid. I ain't never even had that before. Look, potato salad. Let's keep it regular. Reds, you hurt my stomach? I gotta go for real. This is the end. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm so hungry. Look, the Hangman. Anybody got some beef stew? The Lovers, like, look, anybody guys want to share their food with me? Some Valentine chocolate for the hungry. Look, anybody got a hot pot? Like I said, I am not going to stop with the star card. The Conpeto. Look it. That's anything. Can't make this up. The 3 of Swords. Look, there's somebody's heartbroken. Look what he was doing to the porch. 5 of Swords, trying to win at all costs, y'all. Look at the black coffee. You can't make this up. Didn't I tell y'all they was all on me? Class president. Wasn't I watching them? Look at my hair. Honeys. Want some tater salad? Me get some tater salad. Look, the 5 of Wands. some chocolate cornet. That's the 5 of Wands. It's a problem. Look at 4 bags. She was trying to sneak and do it until she was trying to eat all of them up. Like I said, I ain't care for nothing. Chop, stick them. Do whatever you need to. Like I said, put it up. Curse food. The Tower and the Sun. I have to do that, y'all. The 8 of Pentacles. Look. All that work on all that food. Drinks, snacks, granny them soups. Like I said, worldwide, they should be smacked. Right? Or you're going to be smacked. But anyway, you're still friends when I'm done. Okay? Look, I'll be back with some more with the 7 of Pentacles. The Yakitori. Yep, 2 of Cups. The Swiss roll cake. Look, we gonna roll up. We should roll up together. Roll up on me. Hangman. Look, 9 of Pentacles. You can't make this up. Anyways, I'll see you guys later, okay? I'll be back with some more stuff, okay? I promise you guys. Thank you again. Stay diligent. Watch them.